when good road network dey, e dey help the economy to dey robust. Even individual businesses go dey thrive, both transportations.
I hear say Governor Bore wanted to approve Agbo flyover, 59 billion.
Yes, I hear am.
And flyover for Ogeli Patani Highway for Otowodo Junction. Also, Sapele Dual Carriage, 35 billion.
Yes, I dey aware.
Wait till Oga Friday. I hear see all these constructions where they go on for Delta State now across the 3 senatorial districts.
Now everywhere. Why you ask?
I hear say Governor Sheriff they do road for Isoko Nation.
Governor Sheriff, they do numerous roads there. Don't forget say Governor Sheriff don't complete Emefo Road Phase 1. As for the talk, so Phase 2 dey in progress. Governor Sheriff don't do Utekbo Road for Elu. Also for that Elu, construction of Arade Road still dey in progress. Governor Sheriff they do road for Emede. He still they do for Olomoro, Igide Road. Also, 3 internal roads for Ideheze community. Construction of bridge dey in progress for Asaba Asa and the Asa Bridge. When it dey completed, connect Uzere for Isoko South to Asaba Asa for nobody.
Don't do Governor Sheriff more agenda. Nari matter. Governor Sheriff came prepared to govern with excellence. Brought to you by Delta State Ministry of Information.
Alpha Delta people in less than 20 in promise not be plenty talk with the full culture with a more meaningful development, opportunity for all reforms and enhanced peace and security. Progress don't bust out everywhere. Indoor upgrade over 500 roads, initiate over 300 new ones, and build plenty bridges where they connect our communities.
Every day when I reach here, my spirit dey jump, I'm already high because this bridge never tell for what this sheriff talks well. Julius Berger is the high sheriff. Yes.
For education, over 3,000 teachers and support staff don't join, and schools don't they get better shine.
I really want to say the government have done a good job providing us with these new buildings because we lack lecture or we are grateful to the government.
For the health sector, 1 billion naira, you dey hear the talk, 1 billion naira don't bust out our health insurance. Hospitals don't they get better modern equipment and new health colleges don't open. Every day, changes they happen for Delta State. For agriculture, 1 billion naira intervention fund, they help our farmers to produce better food. Make we not put the key to the talk about empowerment self with the support for the state. Sheriff don't touch over 250,000 lives for the state.
Our administration is fully committed to what government expected to do for its people, which is to empower them to overcome the challenges of life and enable them to achieve their full means of happiness.
Everybody no go lack for his life, his generation no go lack. As he remember my daughter today, may God remember her. He go come again, we go see follow him again.
Our hard-working civil servants also they enjoy support, and for our security agencies, they don't get 66 security vehicles. When our governor does say make it enter the road, make it protect people for the street.
Thank you for the support that you have been giving to the police command and other security agencies in the state.
Ukodo just dey go around every sector to make sure say everywhere palash. Make una know say this one na proof say Governor Borowori dey talk the talk, he dey do the work, and na man wey dey win award sef up and down.
We are giving you these awards as the most all-inclusive governor of the year 2025.
This na sign say im dey bring hope and progress for every corner for Delta State. Make we join hand celebrate our leader wey truly dey make Delta State dey shine. The work never finish o, we go continue to dey do more.
welcome back. And in case you're just joining us, it's Tuesday's edition of your Top Flight television program, Morning Ride. And we did tell you that on our guest corner this morning, we're going to be speaking with one of Nigeria's best, if you ask me, any day, a very quintessential personality and an ICT guru, so to speak. And so joining me, I have the Special Assistant to His Excellency on Information Communication Technology, Sir Paul Uche Monye. I welcome you to our studio.
Thank you very much. Sir.
Yes, and I must say this interview is long overdue.
Yeah, can talk.
Yeah, really long overdue. Yeah, you know, and I must say that whenever your morning comes up, that is when your day begins.
Yeah.
So for me, I think this is just a beginning to greater things, even outside here.
Yeah.
You know, probably through other syndication, helping you moving through. So I'd like to welcome you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sincerely. I must also say that he's a man who has a very tall resume. He looks very quiet, but up there, he's loaded. Yeah, Paul Uche Monye. He led the Situation Room team in the 2023 elections, and he's still there, moving forward, doing what he knows how to do best. So quickly, I must also say by records that Paul Uche Monye is a Special Assistant to the Governor on Information Communication Technology, State Action on Business Enabling Reforms, ICT SABA. And so today for our discussion, we'll be taking a focus on SABA is on the ease of doing business, EODB in Delta State. And for many people, because this is one quiet area that many people are not even aware. You know, so can you just tell us, just give us a brief history of SABA?
Okay, when you talk about brief history of SABA, the program SABA is a continuation of a former program which was SIFTAS. SIFTAS was a program that ran during the last tenure, Senator Dr. Okowa's tenure, where states were mandated to become transparent. It focused on the transparency of states in their spendings, being accountable to the citizenry and all that. And it is also to say that Delta State, at the end of the SIFTAS program, was able to clinch 4 awards from World Bank, 4 different awards, best in this, best in that, but, you know, and it was an awesome one. So on that premise, SEBA took off also. But this time around, it's no longer state be transparent. It is now an issue of state. Try to make your state or your environment investment ready. Let it be easy for investors to come in. Let it be easy for businesses within your state or from outside the state to do business with ease. And this program is a federal government program that is jointly run by World Bank, PABEC, and NGF. PABEC is a Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, then NGF, Nigerian Governors Forum. So we have that culmination coming together to see how each state functions and makes the environment business ready. Also, there are incentives because we have DLIs that you are able to meet. As you meet these different targets, there are little incentives that are given to you so that you are encouraged to do more. That's basically.
Okay, I think that's just the surface. You know, for the layman out there who doesn't really know how to go about it, because the world that we are in now, it's more of an entrepreneurial world.
Yeah.
Rather than being in a nation that consumes. We should be a producing nation, bringing in entrepreneurial skills into our day-to-day affairs. How does this knowledge trickle down to them now? Starting it, most especially with you being an essay to His Excellency. It's big for you.
Okay. When we talk about trickling it down, His Excellency, our Governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborowori, has, in his magnanimity, we know his program, the More Agenda, he has declared that it will be more progress, more productivity, more inclusivity, more increase of values for Deltans. And in that program, he has seen the SABA program as a program that will also help the state. And by that, what did he do? He made sure that the state became part of it. And part of the ways to become part of it is that you set up a council, a steering committee. Delta State is about, if not the only state that has two committees that has to do with SABA. Other states, they have one committee which has to do with the steering committee or the committee for SABA and the committee for ease of doing business. The same committee running that. But for Delta State, we have two. One for ease of doing business and one for SABA. Then we have the technical committee also. Now, simply put, all this put together is for one focus, so that the man on the street will begin to see reasons to do business without fear. In fact, let me point this out, that part of what SABA is doing is to unify payment. One of the hard cries of Deltans has been the fact that there's been multi-taxation. The Bogonogo woman will tell you that since morning, about 3, 4, 5, 6 persons have come. Different tax bodies, they've come to collect money from me. I don't know what I'm paying for. We pay for this. If you don't, both the ones that are touts, both the ones that are correct, we don't know which is which and all that. And government has seen that, okay, let's reach out to these persons. And one of the ways is by making sure that there's no multiple taxation. Very soon, it will be rolled out by the Board of Internal Revenue, and it will be announced to the state. This is what you pay. Once you have paid this, you're not paying any other thing. It shows you're tax compliant. It shows you have paid your dues. At the end, whatever bodies, whether it is local government, whether it is state, whether it is federal, that are going to take from whatever you paid, it's no longer your business. You pay today to federal, tomorrow to the state, next tomorrow to local government and all. No, they want to unify it so that once you pay, you have paid. That's part of the SABA thing, making the environment easy to handle. Then, my own focus is on the ICT part, the tech part. Board of Internal Revenue, currently, you can from your house pay your tax. They have come to that point where you can from your house pay your tax. Delta State also has made sure that you can from your house get your affidavit. That's tech. So we're seeing to it that every progress that needs to be made is made. You must not run around to get these things done. You must not go from office to office to get it done. As we speak, the Ministry of Lands is also building up an archive of all COOs. The timing for COOs are reduced seriously, but also they are building up an archive so that you can search it. When you're buying a land, you can just check it out and know, oh, is it real? Is this person really the owner? Is it an authentic land? Is it a fake land? And all that. We're doing that in Delta. We're also setting up the state into the GIS system so that geolocation can be easy for anything. If I'm buying a land, I'm in US, and I can't come to Delta State. It's a site inspection. I don't need to go there. Send me the coordinates. With the coordinates, I will get my land from wherever I am. I'm able to see it. I'm able to know, oh, this land is this land is this. And at the end of the day, we're able to verify the ownership and all that. Yeah. Those are the things.
All right. So recently, the governor, I think, revitalized the Kwale Industrial Hub.
Yeah.
Yes. Does your does your office, do you have anything to do by this reinvestment business?
The steering committee is headed by the Commissioner for Finance, Chief Tilije Okemo. So you see that the Board of Internal Revenue is part of the SABA committee, the Ministry of Science and Tech, Lands, DIDA, and so on and so on. We have a lot of, it cuts across a lot, not all ministries anyway, but it cuts across. So by virtue of our work, we supervise what these individual ministries are doing. You understand? So revitalization of the Kwale Industrial Hub is also part of engineering the state to make sure the ease of doing business is achieved. Not directly being handled by SEBA, but an offshoot from the ministries under the SEBA program.
Okay. Quickly, Delta State, or rather Asaba, it's the fastest growing capital in Africa. I Googled that, but I don't know. You should know. I don't know if I'm correct. So what we're talking about is of doing business now. How do we drive that process? By this component of being the fastest growing capital in Africa.
Okay. Permit me to still go back to areas of my function. Okay. When you talk about a growing economy currently in the current global state, you can't talk about a growing economy without talking about tech or ICT. And part of what the state is doing to encourage the growth going on, because if you check, you discover that when we say the state is growing, the issue of hospitality has grown seriously in the state and is still growing. People are coming in. Real estate is booming like never before and all that, irrespective of challenges, which will always be there. The different challenges at different phases. For every phase you climb in life, you meet different challenges. But at that, the state, seeing that the state headquarters is growing, the governor has deemed it fit to also make sure that fiber optics is installed in the state. So as we speak, that process is currently on, so that the internet will not be an issue within the state. How do I mean? When you talk about Lagos, majority of the things you talk about Lagos has to do with the ease at which internet is not just accessed, but used. So on the map up, I remember a friend of mine whose wife had an interview because she was supposed to speak in Dubai. They came around to talk to her. Then they were still at Ebonyi State, and the lady got to Abuja and called her. Oh, hello, I'm around. Please, can we meet? I'm in Soso Hotel. So they asked. That was around 4 p.m. They asked her, which hotel, please? Where exactly? Because the hotel name you're mentioning is not around us. It's okay, I'm in Abuja. So sorry that where I am so many states away from you. So if I begin to move now, we can't meet until tomorrow. And she was like, whoa, I thought Nigeria was just Abuja and Lagos. And that was a shocker for my friend, his wife, and myself, and for every other person. I know it's a shocker for you also. So trying to see how Delta State comes up on the map. If a company is to grow, then that company, apart from other things, power, which is being worked on to see how power generation becomes easy for the state. You know that the state has signed MOU with companies to go generate power within the state. That's also part of the ease of doing business circle. So also the internet is being brought in so that everybody can access it, do their thing, and be able to sell. Then let the state begin to beep on the international map, because the focus is to make Delta State the next Silicon Valley. That's the focus. You would have seen some persons wearing the hashtag Delta is ready. Delta is ready. Yeah, that's all we're talking about.
Okay, so Delta is ready. That's the hashtag.
Yeah.
How ready and how compliant we get by way of advocacy. Not too many people are aware. If you have not come up now to educate and to inform us, would have been ignorant of it, more like greenhorns. So how ready are we to place our names in the map?
Okay. I love what you said at the beginning of this talk. You said that whenever you wake up, it's your morning. I wouldn't say Delta is going up very early, but the good thing is that we have woken up. And because we have woken up, it means that we are ready to push. Currently, Delta State has a digital policy, an ICT digital policy. Many states in Nigeria do not have it. We have one that is waiting for the processes to be concluded so that the governor will append his signature and it becomes a law. And once that is done, tech companies can now know that, oh, these are the ways we can come in, these are the ways we can come in. Even the state civil service is being rebranded tech-wise as we speak. So there are so many things going on. When you talk about information to the public, yes, my apologies. Information goes out, really, but oftentimes people don't, it is either people are not taking it serious or not paying attention to it, or on the other hand, we are just not giving it to the persons the way they want to hear it. But if it is whether information is going out, yes, information is going out in trickles. But also, we're looking at making sure that on platforms like this, where everything can be summed up and pushed out, that they do so. And part of what we're waiting for is to get, like I told you, the issue of the C of O is on, the issue of right of way is even on, the fiber optics is on. You understand? Yeah. The digital policy is on. Let these approvals come. Let there be concrete conclusions on them. When I say concrete conclusions, the governor has signed the ICT policy. It will be announced, because when the ICT policy was presented to the Commissioner for Science and Tech, I was part of the committee that drafted that policy anyway. When it was presented to the Commissioner for Science and Tech, it was aired. There was a press briefing. This was made public. Well, how many persons listen? So the information is going out, but how many of us are listening to get the information? Yeah, okay. I think that's basically the challenge.
Okay, and another challenge again that we are all having. I would just want you, as we begin to wrap up this conversation. Recently, some few days back, we saw members of the House of Rep say, for now, let's have a push on CBT examinations at WAEC level. You know, simply because not every school, especially those at the riverine, have access to computer. Now we're in the computer age, so to speak. Are there attempts to make sure that we will catch them from the cradle, you know, by growing up the children from birth, so that by the time they come of age, it's just a click away? Yeah. Are there plans along that line?
Okay. For the first time in Delta State, we're having what is called the Delta Tech Week. Delta Tech Week is a week where, that's the first week of December. It's a week where both the government and the tech ecosystem is going to be having series of programs for one full week. The government is just going to be using one day out of the week, and different organizations will be using. There's Deltesa, there's Women in Tech, there's GDG. We have them like that. But Delta State is not going to be doing all the talk. Delta State has decided that what she wants to do is to do an exhibition of the things produced in the state by citizens of the state that has to do with tech. You understand? That's on the 2nd of December. So at the end of the day, these are attempts being made to galvanize and create a relationship between the tech private ecosystem and the government, because the government won't be able to do it alone. The tech ecosystem, they are the ones who run the streets to teach these persons. The government makes policies and supports their work. So this tech week is going to help facilitate that. That is one. Then two, introduction of the fiber optics. Once it has started, it will go around the state. And once fiber optics has been laid around the state, internet to wherever, whether it is riverine, non-riverine, will be easy. You can't teach me. I remember, I don't know about you anyway, I don't know where you grew up, but I remember that my first time seeing an apple, in fact, let me give the very funny one. The first time I saw a watermelon was in 2000, I think 2004, when I was teaching in Marble Hill. See what really happened. I was teaching this child at home lesson, and while I was teaching her, they brought watermelon. I said, "Oh, teacher, take." And what's this? My first question. What a child knew, I didn't know. But I've been teaching them watermelon. I've been teaching them whatever was in the curriculum. Okay, they gave it to me. I tasted it. And the first question I asked the child, who was in primary 4, I asked her, I said, wait, is this what made the children of Israel say they wanted to go back to Egypt? That was my first question. Anytime I remember it, I laugh. Why? Because we were not exposed to these things early. So the state is doing her best to see how these children are introduced to it very early in life. You understand it? Apart from the fact that their parents have phones and all that, no, introduce computers to the schools and all. But computers in school won't work if there's no data center to help with that. And it is the policy that will aid in this data center being set up. It's the policy that will aid other companies to see that, oh, Delta State, this is how you want to run your ICT, and this is how we think we can come in. HP can say, yes, this is the part where we will benefit. This is where we can help the state. What's their name? Microsoft can say, this is where we're coming. Google can say, this is where we're coming. If they don't know what you want, they can know how to come in. That's where that policy really comes in to play a major role.
Okay. Yeah. I'd like to thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Paul Uche Monye. This is just the beginning, of more of these conversations, because I had to actually break that jinx. And if we don't move, we don't get connect.
Yes.
I had to move, and I had to cite you, and that is where we are today. Yes, I must thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming.
Thank you,
and
sir.
Hope again to have you.
Thank you, sir.
Again.
Anytime.
Yes. We'll be speaking with Paul Uche Monye, Sir Paul Uche Monye, actually, a special assistant to the governor on information communication technology, state action on business enabling reforms, ICT SABA, and has spoken so much on the focus of SABA, which is the ease of doing business in Delta State. He would come back again, obviously, to us to also, we want to have a continuum of all this, because if you are not informed, then you are deformed. And so I thank you so much.
Thank you very much
for your time, busy man, and indicating and making sure that we're on the same page. Okay, we'll take a break now, and we'll be back shortly. Don't go away.
How far Delta people? In less than 22 months, Governor Borowori don show say im promise not be plenty talk wey dey full basket, not be cho with a more agenda, meaningful development, opportunity for all, realistic reforms, and enhanced peace and security. Progress don burst out everywhere. Im don upgrade over 500 roads, initiate over 300 new ones, and build plenty bridges wey dey connect our communities.
Every day when I spirit a jump, I'm already high because this bridge never tell for much. This Julius Berger is the high. Sheriff, yes.
For education, over 3,000 teachers and support staff don join, and schools